Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Ormark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today we are looking at another new stamp set from the mini autumn winter catalogue, which is called Festive Post. And it coordinates with the rectangular postage stamp Punch. However, today we're not going to be using the Punch, we're just going to be using this stamp set. It covers such a lot. It covers Halloween because you've got an October the 31st, you've got some little bats there, you've got some broomsticks and you've got wishing you a happy Halloween. It covers Christmas because you've got a beautiful little deer. You've got a lovely car with the tree on top. You've got a little postage stamp which says it's the most wonderful time of the year. You've got to, you and yours, to and from, little snowflake, a Merry Christmas, you've got a love, you've got a beautiful flower, and you've got a really nice stripe. So there's lots going on in this stamp set for different seasons. We're doing one which is not for any particular season, but for a lovely birthday card or an anniversary card or a card where you're sending some love to somebody. And we're going to use this little stamp here because this is an absolutely lovely one. And we're going to use it slightly differently. So let's get this one out. Photopolymer, which is always good because you can see through it. So we'll take this one out and we need the love as well, but we'll get that out in a minute. And then we just need to get a block that will fit onto nicely. So that will go beautifully in on there like that. Okay, now I'm going to be doing two different cards. One is a straightforward card and one is going to step it up a little bit. So we are going to be using a garden green base with our mat over the top. So whatever your measurements are, my measurements for this are the mat is 3 3/4 by 5.5, and the white panel is 1/4 of an inch smaller, so 3.5 by 5.25. And I'm also doing one in Blushing Bride, and that's exactly the same way. So we've got two different colorways. And I have die cut out two pieces from the rectangular stitched framelits, and it is the third one from, so counting from the smallest, put it so we don't get the shine. Counting from the smallest, you've got 1, 2, it's the third one. So this size, and you need two of them. Well, you need one for each, one for a card. I'm doing two cards, so I've done two just in preparation. Okay, so we're going to start with the pink one, which is going to be the simple, plain, just one step stamping. Now I've got a piece of scrap which I'm just going to put underneath. Let's move these pieces out of the way. So we'll take this piece. I'm using this scrap piece purely because otherwise the whole of my work surface will be completely messed about and you won't be able to see. Okay, so we're going to use the Blushing Bride for this one. And if we look at the stamp, you have got, it's probably easier to look at it on here. You've got pretty little flowers at the top, and at the bottom you've got sort of a flower and a leaf element. So we are just going to be using the flower part on this. And so what we need to do is we need to ink it up, and then you are going to position the flower down on the bottom, and then you're going to line it up and do the same. Line it up and do the same. Then we're going to go round onto the other side. So again, just line it up. And you're lining it up so you're just getting the flower on, but you're not getting the other part on. So we're going to work our way round. Like this. And then this one will come. I'm just trying to work out if I'm going to do it this way on here. So we're turning it round and we're using that piece. And then this one will come off the edge. So it means that you have a really nice framed, pretty, flowery border. Then we're going to take the inside piece, which is our stitch rectangle, and we're going to take the love. So let me just take the love out. And I'm going to put the love on a slightly, to save me having to change over the block, I'm going to put it on a slightly larger one, but that'll be fine. And then we can ink that one up. Sure it's inked up well, and we're going to put that slap bang in the center, like that. Then we're going to take the other side, so this time you've got the flower, so flip it over and we're going to go round the edge with the little flowery part. And again, just sort of turn it round. Line it up. And on this one, we're going to take, we want to make sure that one comes off the edge. Let's do this one first. I think that's going to come off the edge there. And then this one, we've got a tiny little piece, so I'm just going to just put it at a little bit of an angle to just get that little tiny leaf piece at the bottom. So then you have your love that will go in on the center like that. And then we can put it onto our blushing bride base. Like that. And I'm going to put these ones up with dimensionals. So let's just get some dimensionals so we've got just a bit of height on here. I can use, I've got some pieces over on here, so let me use my scrappy pieces. So we want 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Whoops. I don't want it all the way over there, do I? One in on there. Do. Okay, so this is going to go in over on the top, just with the dimensionals. And this, whoops, this will give you a very simple, easy card to do in monochrome. So you've got it in exactly the same colour. We can pop this one just in the centre with the dimensional, like that. There we go. And that gives you a very pretty, very simple looking card. So that's the first one. That's your simple. Now we're going to step it up just a little bit. So I need to clean this. We're not going to be using Blushing Bride anymore. We're going to be using some of the greens. So just put that back up on its shelf. So let me just clean this off with the Simply Chamois. So that's that one, and we'll clean the love off as well. Okay, so we're now going to be using different greens. So we're going to start off with exactly the same process. So we will take the base first, and we're going to use the flower, and this time I'm using garden green. So we need to make sure that we've got this inked up nicely. And then we're going to, again, you can line it up with your grid paper, but we're just taking the flower at the bottom. So we've got that with the garden green. Make sure we ink it up well. And again, we're just going to work our way round. But it gives a beautiful little border. And as I say, with this one, when we get to the edge part, I can go down in there, and then this one should then just come straight off. Like that. So we've now got our little border on there. Flip it round so we've got the other part of the flower, and we're going to do, we need to do our sentiment in there first so that we know that we've got that nicely lined up. So again, that's going to be in the garden green, and we're going to put that in on the center like that. Then we'll take this one and say it's the other side of it, so we're just going to work that round the edge. Really love this little stamp, it's so pretty. Take that down there. And then we want this one. It's going to come off that way, isn't it? I have to just do it a little bit. Just at a bit of an angle, I think, this one. Like that. There we go. Okay, so that's now taken that one in there. And then that one will go in the centre like this. But this time, we're just going to step it up a little bit by using some different coloured inks. So we don't want the garden green, but we're going to be using some Pear Pizzazz and some Bumblebee. And we're going to go round. Let's do the Pear Pizzazz to start off with. You want to leave it just a little while to for the ink to dry, which I'm not doing because we haven't got time, but you just need to then just use your sponge dauber, and you're just going to go round. I'm leaving a bit of a space in between because I want to have this two-toned look, but you're just sponging over just the edge part on here. And you can do as much or as little as you want of the colours, and as many colours you want. I'm just going to choose 2 this time, I think, because that's all that I want in here. I want that sort of slightly summery going into the beginnings of autumn, so with a little bit of the yellow on. And then again, exactly the same on this piece. So we're just doing the edges in the Pear Pizzazz. You don't want to do it in exactly the same colour as you stamped, otherwise you won't be able to see your image very well. But this, I think, will work quite well. So let's take that on. And then we're going to use the Bumblebee, which I really like. The Bumblebee is just such a lovely, it's a golden colour. It really is. And out of all of the colours, all of the yellows, it's one of the nicest ones. So we're going to take that and just blend it through onto the other one. So again, take it up and just blend it through. Up through there, I've got a little bit on here. Okay, so that's that one. And then we'll do it on the outside as well. And it's quite nice if you blend it through so that you've got some of the whole tone, but you've also got some of the blended tone through. So it sort of seamlessly goes from one colour to the other. And I'm taking it from the outside into the inside and then just working my way along. And we're doing that. So you've got a lovely framework using that, literally just that one stamp set. And then again, let me take that scrappy piece off. We can put our dimensionals in on the centre on here. So let me take, oh, what have I done with them? There they are, sticking out on the side. And I can use some of these ones actually, can't I? So we'll have these. I could have used the standards, but I've got these out, so I might as well use these ones. We can have this piece in the middle, can't we? Let's just stick that in the middle like that. Okay. And you can obviously choose whatever colours that you want. Just choose some colours that complement each other. I'll show you a really bright one that I did in the same colours of the background that I was doing the other day in the pinks and purples. And as long as you've got colours that blend well together or alongside each other, you can experiment with different colours. Just sort of pick a few out at random and just sort of give it a whirl. Okay, so that one's going to go in on the centre like that. Pop that down. And then we're going to put this one on the back, which is the garden green. And so you've got this one, which is stepped up a bit with a little bit of sponging. Or you've got this one, which is just one ink pad and taking it through. Now, if you don't have the die, you can just cut yourself a little rectangle. So you don't have to have the dies. You can just have the stamp set and work at it. That's not hanging straight, is it? I'm not going to glue all of those on for you because you don't need to see that, but I do want to have it reasonably straight. So you now have two cards, quite different, but one sort of with a bit of the border coloured in and one just left quite plain. Both I think look lovely. Puts a few gems or things across on there, some rhinestones, some pearls. Again, you could put a piece of ribbon round if you wanted to, but as a simple idea, I hope you enjoy it. All of the details, as always, will be below with links across to my shop so you can buy any of the products that you see here. And what we've used today is the Festive Post, and we have used the colours. On this one, we've used Bumblebee, Pear Pizzazz for the background, and then we stamped in the garden green. And for this one, we just used the Blushing Bride. So simple cards, minimum ink pads, 1 stamp set. Hope you'll have a go at making one. Thank you so much for watching me. As always, stay safe and stay well and be kind. Bye-bye.